never renovated a bathroom before. I have absolutely no experience, but that's never stopped me before. For those of you that are new here, hi, I'm Rose, and 2 years ago, my boyfriend let me redo his place so that it would feel more like home when I moved in. Fast forward to now, he's my fiance, and I've renovated almost the entire house, except for this bathroom. I still have a few projects left, but I've finally decided that I can't stand looking at this one anymore. So let's see what I can do about that.
So today we're going to be doing a lot of different things. This is kind of one of those projects, as I anticipated, that as soon as I tore out the shower, I was gonna find certain things and there was gonna be delays along the way, and sure enough, I was right about that. So when I tore out the tub, I found out that there was some corrosion going on in some of the pipes that we have in our bathroom, which is not fun. Luckily, I had our plumber come in this morning and look at it. He's currently out getting parts right now. So while he is gone, I am actually going to be removing all of this ceiling drywall, because it turns out in order to do the plumbing he needs to do, the drywall can't be there. But that's okay though, because now it means that I can tile to the ceiling when I put in the shower, and I think it's gonna look significantly better. Downside is now I've got to do ceiling drywall repair for a crooked ceiling. We will figure out how to do that later. F it, it's fine. We'll just jump in and remove it now. So it is officially 3 days later. So our plumber was able to come in and convert this tub situation into a standing shower in terms of like the plumbing that goes behind the wall. He converted the pipe. He converted the pipes is what I am trying to say. It was a very big job. It took him 2 days to do it. So shout out to the homie Julian. He did an excellent job. He did so much work. Let me show you guys what he did. Okay, so I'm not sure if I showed you guys it before. That probably would have been helpful. But we obviously had the one line, it was like to here, like with what the little shower spout. Anyways, so he converted all of this plumbing. Like, look at this. There's all this like welding and so now he put in the thing for where we convert the water, because we have multiple shower heads here. He went ahead and he pre-installed the shower heads that we purchased so that we could see how it would look. So we have a removable one. It's like a spray, and then it's also got like a thing on the end here for like cleaning corners and whatnot, for like power washing. And then there's this shower head, which is nice and tall now because Tim is a pretty tall individual. And then in addition to that, we also have a rain shower head now. So we've got the 3 shower heads, which we can sort of switch back and forth to. He also had to change out the drain. So now the next thing I've got to do is build like a housing around this and then fill the rest with a little bit of concrete. This entire slab is concrete all the way down to the base. So I've got to reinforce that so that the tub doesn't fall through. It's not that much. I think it was like 6 inches or something like that. So I've got to build a housing for that and then fill it. So I ran downstairs real quick and I got this piece of plywood that I had. I measured it and I'm gonna cut this up to hopefully successfully build a housing. So I'm gonna do that real quick and then you guys will see what's next. All right, so I cut up my little pieces of plywood here. We're gonna see if it fits. Okay, this fits right there, I think. This fits. And I'm definitely gonna need to cut off the excess when this is done. This kind of fits, not really. Please work, sir. I'm gonna chisel away. There's a little bit of concrete here that's in here that's loose, so I can fit this in here. Oh, shit. There's a little bit of a gap right here. I wonder if I can put foam or something. Of course, I measure it all out right, and then there's this gap right here, and I don't want it to get filled with concrete. So I wonder, this is pretty uneven and this bulges out more. I wonder if I can just put foam in there. All right, so I've got some of this great stuff, gaps and cracks. Don't know if this is what I should be using or not, but I got this so that I could self-level later. So because it's what I have, it's what I'm going to use. So we're gonna try and fill this crack here. That filled kind of a lot. Whoopsies. Whatever, how long does this take to dry? Oh, it says shake vigorously, minimum of 60 seconds. Well, that would have been helpful. I definitely see why it says wear gloves. All right, we're just gonna sit and wait for that to set. All right, so now here comes the exciting part. At least for me it is, because I've never done concrete before. I got Quikrete fast setting concrete mix at Home Depot. And this is the kind where apparently you just dump it in dry and then you sort of fill it with water and then it sets, which I'm excited to try. Okay, now I just gotta add my water and hopefully this should just set. It said do it until it is entirely saturated. It's bubbling, it's going down to the bottom. This is crazy, I gotta show you this. But it's like bubbling and All right, so I'm gonna let this sit here for several hours, at least 4 to 6 hours. I know it is rapid set, but it makes me a little uncomfortable, so I'm probably just gonna leave this here overnight, and then in the morning, we are going to cut back this tile here so that I have a nice straight line with where the shower curb's gonna go, and I'm gonna pour some self-leveler in the floor. All right, so this concrete, it did its thing, and it is not fully cured right there. I wonder why that is. This is what it looks like. So the next thing that I've got to do, I have to create a straight line across this, this bathroom tile here and cut it out with an angle grinder. There's a couple of reasons for this, but let me show you what I'm talking about first. You can see here where it was cut out for the tub, so like it's not a straight line. And also I've got to bring it to right there. So like I said, the tub was here, so it's not even a straight line to begin with. And secondly, I had to cut the drywall out partially here because of where the tub was nailed in. I don't really want to patch these areas. It's too small with the drywall. And I figure it's about 1.5 inches out from the flooring that we're losing. So it was sort of just a win-win. That's what I want to do. So it was just kind of the easiest thing to do. So we're going to do that. So I've got my laser level down so I can get a nice straight line. And then I purchased this Bauer angle grinder last week. That was for this. And hopefully this is easy to assemble. Where did my blade go? I know I have one. I bought one. Whatever. Oh, maybe I should find that blade because I think I gotta put like the safety on afterwards. I've never used an angle grinder before. How do I install this? Does not make any sense. Okay, so I've got my blade scored away. I had to look up a video on YouTube as far as how to install it. It wasn't very intuitive and there were no instructions in the box. We resorted to the University of YouTube. So now I am going to take my, my angle grinder here and cut out this bit of tile. This is a little nerve-wracking because I've never used an angle grinder. First time for everything. See how this goes. I wonder if you can slow this down. That's terrifying. That was making me nervous. All right, so I ended up changing the blade. I guess that the blade that I had on there before technically works, but it wasn't giving me a nice smooth cut and it was sparking a lot. It's just kind of abrasive. I got a different blade that's a little softer. It doesn't have any of those teeth or anything like that. But it's kicking up a whole lot of dust. I'm gonna wear this to protect myself. Oh, this is a whole ass mess. There we go. So I am quickly interrupting to let you guys know, for those of you that are new here, that I post videos every single Monday. So it would be a big help if you chose to like and subscribe if you are interested. Also, for those of you that are on a mobile device, if you could also hype this video, that would be fantastic. These videos wouldn't be made possible without all of your love and support, so thank you. Okay, so I successfully managed to cut out a straight line along this tile. I didn't record too much of it because it ended up getting really dusty in here, so I couldn't see anything. But the next thing I gotta do is I have to sweep up this slab here, and then I am going to put primer on it. All right, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to sponge off the area so we can get it nice and wet and clean. Forgot about this step so that the primer has something to adhere to. I'm just gonna make some primer real quick. I got like a little cheap throwaway roller. Let's see here. This is called the Level Quick Primer. It says to dilute 1 part primer with 3 parts water. I don't think I'm gonna need that much. All right, and then like roughly 3 parts water. Right? It's like three-ish parts, roughly. Okay, I guess just roll this out. Man, I probably didn't need that much primer. Shit, I don't know if I did that right. F it, it's fine. If it needs another coat, it needs another coat. It's good enough for now. So now this primer is nice and dry. The space is clean and we are good to go. I've got to put some of this grate stuff. I'm just gonna fill the areas where I don't want the leveler to go. So that would be like the whole perimeter of the shower. After you use it, oh, that was loud. It says to trim the end because it's all like clogged. It's all clogged. All right, here goes nothing, I guess. This just got really messy really quickly. Well, I think I got everything. So the time has come. We are going to be doing self-leveling really quickly. I'm not gonna lie, I'm f***ing nervous as hell to do this, but it's gonna be okay. So I am using the Level Quick self-leveler. Ooh, it's bubbling and stuff. Real thin, like pancake battery. So it turns out that I didn't add enough water to the bottom, so there's a bunch of it that's just like sticking to the bottom. I can't get all of it out. What I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna dump what I've got. And then I'm just gonna add some more water to the bottom and like mix that. I think this is a good consistency. This looks like pancake batter to me. He's dumping. It's definitely moving toward the back like I expected. That's the part where it's pretty not level back there. That's where I suspected it would end up. This is fascinating to watch. You can see where I have clumps in here because I did not put enough water in. Whoops. I think I actually need a little bit more to fill in these divots right here, but not much, which means I'm just gonna add some more water to this clumpy stuff and dump it. I unfucked the stuff that was in there and then made it way too thin. Okay, so I've poured my self-leveler and now I've just gotta check it in about 16 hours and then we should be good. Okay, so it is the next day. I got myself a really big level so that I could see the entire floor to make sure that it was actually level. Fuck, so it's not level. If I go across this way, then the bubble's in the center. But when I do it like this, it's off, which means it needs to be lifted right here a little bit. So I think this part is fine. We need more that way. Damn it, we gotta do a second coat. It's definitely going toward the low spots. This corner here was the lowest point. So it is now the next day. This self-leveler is nice and dry, and now we have to see how flat and level the floor actually is since we had to do a second coat. This is the moment of truth. I'm a little nervous because if this didn't fix it, I am 100% fucked. Is it level everywhere? It's super level. Okay, awesome, amazing. Look at how level that is. Right on the money. Okay, so since that is nice and level, I now have to go in and cut out the areas that I need access to for my shower pan. So like I've got to cut this wood housing down. I've got to trim some of this foam so everything's nice and flat of a surface for my shower pan.
All right, so the next thing that I have to do, hopefully you guys can hear me over this mask. I realize it's super muffled, but I've got to remove the rest of this drywall that's in here and create a perfect line on the ceiling so I can put my replacement drywall in so that we have a ceiling again. So I'm gonna do that real quick.
Whew. All right, so this took me like a couple of hours to do, to tear out all the drywall around this window because there were so many nails in it and all kinds of stuff. So now I've got to pull out my laser level and draw a perfect line here and then cut out this drywall in an attempt to be able to take my new piece of drywall and like put it in place. Hopefully this part's significantly faster because this shit is taking forever. Nailed it. All right.
Drywall removal complete. Fucking finally. Jesus Christ.
I'm glad that the drywall's all done, but like honestly, cleaning is always the worst part. Like look at this mess. There is shit everywhere, including all my tools in here. I have played myself. But like look at all this. You know what? While I'm cleaning up, if I'm taking out trash, maybe I should just pull out this insulation now. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna need the big guns for this though. I love this little hole in this mask because it's perfect for my ponytail to go through. I think that's what it was built for.
Okay, I'm also gonna put this towel around my neck because fiberglass gets everywhere and it really hurts. So I'm gonna do it this way. This is kind of a look. You know? So one of the last things that I'm going to be doing here is I got to put in new insulation. I've never done this before, but that's the same as everything else I do on this channel. So, oh well. Wow. So far it's very easy. Okay, that's it. The Google did tell me that the one thing I do have to do to this is I have to slice it, because Home Depot didn't have any unfaced insulation, they only had faced. So apparently I'm supposed to slice it in case of moisture so that we don't get mold growth, which is good to know. It's already getting quieter in here. That's awesome. Put that there for right now. Well, it would appear as though this is all I had time for.
God, it's so hot in there. Oh my God, ew, there's like puddles of sweat in there. That's disgusting. Better than breathing in fiberglass though. So it would appear as though this is all that I had time for, which means that next week I get to do waterproofing. I'm so excited to do that because then that means we are one step closer to having our dream shower, because all that's left is waterproofing and then tiling, and that's pretty much it. I'm so excited for that. It's also significantly quieter with the new insulation in.
So prep has taken a lot longer than I anticipated. Not gonna lie, it has totally sucked. But assuming that no nasty surprises come up, I should be able to start rebuilding the shower now. If you're interested in videos like the one you're watching now, then this video here might be worth a watch.